Do you think I look good, Mr. Armstrong? Feeling myself, I can see it.
I'm back again. Mickey's back. Tell a friend. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be telling a story about how this girl lied about everything. She lied about everything. I don't think she understood what a truth was because she lied so much. So you already know, in order for a story to make sense, you gotta have the backstory. So I moved to Georgia from Pennsylvania 2013. This girl was the first friend that I made, right? Me and her went through a couple different friend groups together. I will explain them different friend groups that we went through together, but not in this story because that is a whole nother story. Let me set the scene. So we're in 7th grade. I'm gonna describe what this girl looked like. I'm gonna describe her height now because I feel like we were the same height because I've been the same height since this grade. Like, I'm currently 5'1" and I've been 5'1" since 6th grade. Like, I have not grown since then. I used to be a tall girl, but now I stopped growing. Anyways, she's 5'3", like dark skin, like darker than my complexion. Growing up in the town that we're in now, there's nothing but biracial people, or there is a lot of black people, but it's mainly like people of fair complexion, Hispanic, Latin community where we are. So I feel like that's probably why, because those were the girls that was getting most of the attention. And also she was a heavier girl. So, and you know how people can be about bigger people. So I feel like she never had like attention from dudes. So this is why she did this. So it was this one dude, and I'm gonna call him Morales. And we're gonna call this person Fish. We're gonna call the friend that lied about everything, I'm gonna call her Fish. Fish had a crush on this dude named Morales. She used to always tell me,
oh, he's so cute, he's this, he's that.
And I'm like, okay. And then I've noticed when we were in like class that Morales never paid Fish any attention or never talked to Fish. Morales would talk to me, but Morales wouldn't really talk to Fish, and Morales would talk to our other friend, the third friend in our friend group. But this person don't need a name. I'm not gonna give them a name yet because there's no need for it. Morales will only talk to us two. But crazy enough, Fish was showing me messages between her and Morales, and they were texting a lot, like a lot. And I'm like, that don't even make sense. Maybe in my head I'm like, maybe he's just embarrassed of you, and that's why, maybe that's why he's not talking to you in front of people. Y'all know how dudes can be. But it still wasn't make sense at all because they still had no type of, it wasn't like a romantic relationship, right? One day I was talking to Morales, and me and Morales actually had each other's number. So I was texting Morales, and I asked him about him and Fish, and I basically was like, Morales, like, what's going on with you and Fish? Like, why don't you talk to her while we're in school? He was like,
what do you mean? Why don't I talk to her in school? Like, in school?
I was like, because you talk to her when you're home or when you leave the classroom, but you don't talk to her in school. Last class is what we were in when we were we were waiting on buses. So the classroom it was a science class, and then after the science class was over, we would wait. It was like a 25-minute wait once class was over, and waited for all the buses, car riders, walkers, stuff like that. So we were in that classroom when it was Morales, myself, and Fish. So I'm texting Morales, and he was like,
what do you mean? Why don't I talk to her while we're in school? I don't talk to her outside of school.
I'm like, what? I'm like, yes you do. He's like, no. And in my head I'm like, bro, like, you are trying to, you're lying, because I seen the messages.
What messages? Me and her do not talk.
And I'm like, okay. So I don't think I sent a screenshot of it because I don't remember if there were screenshots back then. This is like 2013. There probably were. I just didn't know how to do it. So I texted Fish and I asked Fish and I was like, Morales said that y'all don't talk outside of school. I mean, y'all don't talk, like, y'all don't text or nothing. And Fish was like,
yes, we do. He's lying. He's lying to you.
and I'm like, okay, all right. I'm just going to take her word for it because it's my friend. And she has known Morales way before I have because, mind you, she went to elementary school with Morales and all these other people. I'm new. I just moved here. So fast forward the next day, we at school and she's texting Morales. We were all in that class together. Morales leaves because his bus got called. So he left to get on his bus and she's showing me the message. She's like,
But he just got on the bus. He just texted me saying he got on the bus.
and I'm like, oh, okay. Just not thinking nothing of it, but I'm also like, but I'm just like, oh, like, whatever. Morales didn't say nothing to Fish when we got to that class together. So it was just a normal day. But then I noticed that Fish, mind you, me and Fish were sitting next to each other, we were standing right next to each other. So Fish was texting and Fish texted Morales and was, I don't know what she said, mind you, just so many years ago. She texted Morales and then I looked over and the message popped back to her. I'm like, why would he send you the same thing that you said to him? Who does that? And she was like,
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
so she continued to text him and I looked over again and I realized she deleted the other message. Y'all know back in the day with them Androids, you can text yourself. You can send yourself a message and it will pop right back to you. So this whole time, Fish was actually texting herself. Like, Fish was texting herself. This is one situation. The reason I'm gonna tell you another situation, it has to do with the same, not the same, it's not with Morales, it's with somebody else, but it's just kind of the same scenario. So fast forward, this was senior year of high school and Fish had a crush on this girl named, let's name her Cookie. Because the reason why I'm calling her Cookie is because this girl used to ask me for cookies every single day. No, this wasn't senior year because Cookie was still in school with us, since Cookie was a grade above us. So this was our freshman, was it junior? Sophomore year. Mind you, I knew Cookie before Fish knew Cookie, because me and Cookie we were on a team, like a dance team together for our school. So that's how I knew Cookie. And Cookie was also in chorus with Fish. I was in chorus too, but I wasn't in the same chorus class as them. Cookie was this 5'7"-ish light-skinned girl with hazel eyes. I don't think she was biracial. She just had like regular hair. It wasn't like the big curly afro. It was like type 4 hair. She wore it out in an afro. She was more masculine presenting, but you know, of course she couldn't dress that way because I don't think that her mother was okay with her being gay, but she was more masculine girl. Fish would tell me stories about Cookie and how they would text and how Cookie was playing with her and stuff. And me being a friend, okay, y'all might see it as being messy, but I see it as me being a friend because I'm also friends with Cookie. I've been friends with Cookie before Fish and Cookie knew each other, and I was friends with Fish for years. It was one day, we were in the class, Fish comes up to me and two of our other friends, and we're like,
I was in the bathroom, and these two girls came and confronted me about Cookie.
And me and the other friends like, what? Like, where are they? And Cookie, and then Fish was telling us the story. It was like, yeah.
They asked me did I talk to Cookie, and they were a grade above me, and I don't know the girls. I don't know them from nowhere, but I have seen them around. I've seen them around Cookie before.
They're like, oh, like, what? So we all stayed in that classroom, but I went to the bathroom. Like, I went to the bathroom to see like where they were or who they were. They weren't there, and I went back to the classroom and said they weren't there. I didn't think none of it because, you know, who's gonna stay in the bathroom for a long time, especially when Fish didn't say, oh, I'll be back. So yeah. Fast forward, we had a concert like a couple weeks later. We're all leaving out, and I'm riding home. Me and our two other friends are riding home with Fish. So I went back inside the building and went to the bathroom, and I seen Cookie, and I'm like, mind you, Fish was always coming to me, like crying to me about Cookie, and I'm like, Cookie, why are you playing with my friend? Like, why are you playing with her? She was like, she called me my first name, but for the sake of this, I'm just gonna say Mickey. She was like,
Mickey, like come here for real.
And I'm like, okay. And we sat down on the bench, like leaving, like from the bathroom. She was like,
your friend's a liar.
And I'm like, what? No, she's not. And she started explaining to me how she is delusional and how she never had any type of relationship with her, how they never even talked like that or nothing. And I'm like, no. And I'm explaining stories that Fish had told me about Cookie, and I'm telling different stories and stuff, different scenarios that she said that happened. She's like,
Mickey, like, look at me, like, you know me. She's like, none of that has ever happened.
And I'm like, what? She's like,
yeah, I don't know what's wrong with your friend, but there's something really wrong with her, because me and her are not like that. Only time that I talk to her, or only time that we really communicate, is when you were around us and you've seen our interactions. They were playful interactions. They were like romantic. You've seen our interactions.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I have seen them. Like, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, and then Cookie was like,
yeah, like, you need to talk to her. And
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to her when we get back, because we were all planning on spending the night at our house. So it was me, Cookie, no, not Cookie, me, Fish, and our two other friends. I was sitting on the couch next to one friend, and the other friend was on, it was two couches, one this way and one this way. I was sitting on this couch with another friend, and Fish was on the couch, and another friend was on the floor, like in front of the couch, eating something or whatever. So I'm like, and yes, I said this in front of all the friends. Maybe I shouldn't have said it in front of all the friends. That's probably where I went wrong, but I said it in front of all the friends because we were all being lied to and all being told these stories. So I'm like, Fish, I talked to Cookie, and once I said, I didn't finish, and Fish was like,
Mickey, I think I have a problem.
I'm like, and I look at the other friend, and she's like kind of smiling, like, but Fish face is like down, so she can't see. And I'm like, what do you mean you have a problem? And she goes on to explain how her and Cookie never had a relationship. And I'm asking her about, like, okay, what about that bathroom situation? You said two girls confronted you in the bathroom about her. She was like,
no, that never happened.
Okay. So I'm explaining, I'm asking other stories. It was times where they would be texting and stuff, and she would tell me, and I'm asking her about that stuff, and she's like,
no, yeah. She's like, that never happened either.
I'm like, okay. Yeah. So basically she was lying about the whole relationship, and she broke down crying and in that instance. And then I really don't remember what happened after that, but that's pretty much the end. And this is not really, this is a story time, but it's kind of more so background information to me and this person's relationship. I guess I could tell y'all the second story. So this is another situation with this person and them lying about, you know, relationships. So it was another situation. This happened 9th grade year. So it was this new boy that came into the school. His name was, we're gonna call him Morty. This new dude, his name was Morty, and he came to the school. He was like a dark-skinned, skinny dude with, I think he had locks at the time. Yeah, he had locks. And remember the name Morty because there's also gonna be more stories about Morty, but it has nothing to do with these people. So Morty came to the school, and Fish was telling me about, I used to skip one of my classes, and no, I used to leave it early, and I used to go meet Fish after her lunch to walk with her to class, to the next class. So Fish was telling me about Morty and basically telling me like what he looked like and how she liked him and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, like when I saw him I was like, okay, she has good taste, because I also found him attractive, but of course I was not going to act on it because my friend liked him first. A couple days later, they were texting, they were on Kik texting, and this time it was real, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake texting, because I seen it. Seen the Kik, you can't fake a Kik message, and we were screenshotting. So she screenshotted the message and she sent it to me like, what does that mean? I'm like, it means what are you doing right now? And she was like, oh, and then she responded. So they were actually texting and communicating outside of school. Now, from my own experience with this person, he could have actually had like a talking stage with her and just lied about it. But from my own experience with Fish, she could have also been just lying about it. So there was a rumor going around that Fish gave Morty sloppy toppy, we'll say that, sloppy toppy in the bathroom in the cafeteria. Morty was hanging around another girl. So Riley was the other girl that Morty was hanging around with, and then we'll call the other girl Kai. Fish told me that Kai came up to her and was like,
Morty said that you gave him head in the bathroom of the cafeteria.
That's what Fish told me. So Fish in her mind is thinking like, he wouldn't say that because I didn't do it. But Riley probably said it because Riley also likes him. So Fish went to Riley and was like,
why are you telling people that I gave Morty head in the bathroom?
Riley was
like, I didn't say that. I was like, who told you that?
This girl said,
Malika told me that.
My name is Malika. My middle name is Malika. Some people know me as Malika, some people don't. But my Kik name was Malika, so people in that school knew me as Malika. And Riley was like,
Malika, I don't know anybody named Malika. What does she look like?
This girl gonna take a picture of Summerella and show her Summerella. We know who Summerella is. We know Summerella is famous. Like, she's not going to the school. Riley was like,
no, I don't know her.
Couple days later, Riley, I was walking down the stairs in like one of the buildings. It was in the morning, it was before classes, and I seen one of our friends. I'm just gonna say her name because she probably wouldn't care. I'm just gonna call her Raya. I saw Raya and I was like, hey Raya. Hey, and we like, in the morning, and it was like, hi, it was Raya and it was Envy. I'm just gonna say their names because they don't have any, I don't think they would mind. So I saw Raya and Envy, and I was saying hi to them because I was friends with them, and they were with Riley. So there's Raya, Envy, Riley. They were with Riley. She was like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, Malika. Like, I told her my name was Malika. Like, that's not the name that the teachers call me or anybody, but I just told her that was my name. And she was like,
you told Fish that I was going around telling people that that Fish gave Morty head in the bathroom.
And I was like, no. I'm like, what? Because, and everybody, all the Envy and Raya knew Fish. They knew how she lied about everything. So they were also there in the conversation. I'm like, no, I did not say that. First of all, I don't even talk to Morty. I did talk to him once, but I'm gonna tell y'all why I did. It's like, I don't even talk to Morty to say this. Like, why would I say that? And then I was like, it was Kai who told Fish about it. So I'm thinking maybe it was Kai who said it, or Fish could be lying about the rumor altogether, because Fish did watch too much Degrassi and her life was boring. So yeah. So basically, Fish got me into drama with this other girl that I didn't know from a can of paint, because she was scared of this Kai girl. Like, this Kai girl, she was scared of her, which I don't understand, because Kai is like 5 foot, 100 pounds and nothing. She was scared of this Kai girl, and she wanted to be her so bad. She wanted to be her so bad and follow around her so bad. So that's why she didn't just say, oh, it was Kai who said it. I did talk to Morty is because after Fish told me about the story, this is before the whole situation with Riley. Fish told me about the story. I texted him. I'm realizing in all of these stories, it's literally me trying to sister's keeper her. She's not my sister, but it's me trying to sister's keeper her that's getting me into her mess. That's what I'm realizing. So in this story, I went and I confronted the dude for her. Basically on some, why are you telling lies about my friend? And he was like,
oh, I didn't say that.
Basically, he said she was lying too. But in my head, I'm like, nah, because it's my friend. My friend isn't lying. You're lying. She's not lying. You're lying. Because why would she be lying? So yeah, this is just character development of Fish, because there is going to be way more stories about Fish and the other 2 friends that were, and all the other friends that I named. Some of them, no. But this is just character development. So you will understand the backstory of this person when I really get into the stories. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Hey, it's me.
Feeling myself, I can see it.